Well, welcome back. Welcome back, my 10-second cartoonists. Whew. Well, it's been a little while, as I say in my podcast sometime, The Ham Palace. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. But I've been drawing my comic book, Rage number 5, and the more I've been drawing it, the more I realize how much work I need to keep doing and how much practice I need to keep putting in when it comes to drawing hands. So I'm going to keep drawing hands. Ooh, fading in and out here. I'm going to keep drawing hands because I need the practice. You need the practice. Let's face it, you need the practice. And we're going to practice here today by using our own hands. And if this video seems familiar, it's because, well, I've done a hand video before, and I've done shorts drawing, sketching my hands in different positions. So let's get to it. I'm in between reviewing books here. This is a good time to kind of really get down in the dirt, so to speak, and do it. So let's do it. Get a piece of paper or a pad of paper, or it could be a little pad of paper from the dollar store, what have you. Grab your pencil. It could be this pencil, or it could be a mechanical pencil, but good old number 2 pencil works good. So here we go. Let's do something like this. Let's see. Ooh, yeah. When we do that, that's a tough one. So again, just looking at this, first of all, let's draw the parts. Sketching very lightly. Okay. And I'm going to use lines just to get the basic shape, outside shape of that thumb. Okay. And then again, I'm just looking at my hand here and just going back and forth for a realistic kind of, getting these segments is the hardest thing. Getting them the right proportion is the trickiest. And notice how this one is the longest. That is kind of the shortest, and this is the short part segment right here. So it's good to train yourself on how long each segment of the finger is. And that curves. Okay. Now, I did that. This is coming through here. Again, just looking, and there's that fan effect I talk about, where it goes from the smallest to the biggest, back to the smallest again. And then right here, this comes out. And again, that fan effect. It's not bigger than the middle finger. It kind of jets out. Again, this segment is the smallest right here in the middle. And it's slightly bent. There we go, not bad. Good start. Now let's do this thumb. This kind of webbing comes across here, skin webbing. And now I was doing it a little too close from my perspective, so good thing I was drawing light. I could just move that thumb a little bit more out of the way. And there we go, we got a good basic shape of the hand. Now I can start putting in some of the detail. Again, this is always trickier when I'm using the camera. Adds an extra layer of challenge. But the folds, about three main creases, I mean, right here on the thumb. At least as far as my thumb goes. Going across this webbing here, these skin folds. You know, just look at your hand and just, you know, lightly sketch what you see. I'm not putting in the shadow work quite yet, but I just want to make sure everything's there first. By the way, I'm aware of the fact I need to cut my nails. That's the thing with doing these hands videos. It's really, you know, makes me pay attention to clipping my fingernails more. I should see. Okay, so this right here, I was sketching this segment too short again. So let's do that. Make sure this follows suit. And I tell you, hands are just the trickiest things to draw. They'll drive you crazy, so you need to practice them like crazy. They're just complex things. The way they operate, the way they position themselves. But in comics, you got characters doing all sorts of stuff with their hands, so you got to get good at them. You got Spider-Man doing his webbing gesture. Alright. And the knuckles kind of have a fan effect too, because they follow the same line going across like that. You know. So this is tucked in there pretty good. Maybe a little too much tucked in there. Let's bring it out. Alright. And right here is another crease. This one is tucked back pretty good, so I'm not that worried about that one. So there we go. That's a pretty good starting point. Now you can start layering on, actually maybe erasing some of these lines, and then layering on the, you know, committing to some of these lines, and then at the end layering on the shadow. Yeah, get rid of some of these. This is good practice for me. I need to do many more hands. Kind of like how I was doing those stick figures. See, this one's still a little too short. So this is too short. Let's make that shorter to make this longer. The segments will drive you crazy, and let's make this a little bit come down a little bit more. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it's got to be close enough. Get as close to perfect as you can as far as the proportions go. The eye can forgive a lot as long as the foundation's there. The middle finger's longer than the other fingers. The knuckles, are going this is the bigger one, this, you know, smaller one, and they're going in this kind of motion. All right. So let me work on this, and I'm gonna go over some of the details, and I'll shade it up. And yes, again, the segments, it's challenging, but it's just practice. Some folds in there, and I'll show you what it looks like with all the shadows. Alright, so as you can see, it's shaded in a bit more here. This is more of a, going for more of a realistic approach, a somewhat realistic approach, and you probably wouldn't see, probably on the like a cover of a comic book, you'd see something more like this, where it's more realistic of a close-up of a finger. But if you're doing more of a comic book panel hand, you just have minimal detail on some of these hands, so you probably wouldn't show the veins too much. But, or these little creases in the fingers. But, you know, I've shaded a bit, and you know, so it looks a bit more 3D. And so yeah. In the next hand video, I'm just going to practice sketching hands like I was doing with stick figures. Just the hands in different positions using the fan technique and stick lines, and just go crazy. And so practice this. Practice. It doesn't even have to be this position. It could be something easy, just like that. You know. You know, heck, if you wanted to just do that old classroom trick with the contour line, you could do that, because that's going to help you too. Just whatever gets you drawing. See the fan? Which finger is the longest? This one right here, the middle finger. And that's a good little technique to help you remember which finger is the biggest, which is the smallest. Just pinky. Okay? Keep on drawing. It's only 10 seconds a day. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.